knowledge to understand the anatomy and physiology of human body according to Ayurveda. So, in the beginning, we'll try to understand our different aspects of our body, physical, mental, and emotional, subtle body. And then we will focus on the main significance of balance and health and how to achieve it through Sahaja Yoga. So, as you all know, that diseases and problems can be many, but we should focus on importance of balance and good health, self-growth and growth within. So let us start our presentation. So first slide, we can go to the, yes, Ayurveda. So this is a definition of Ayurveda. This is a Mataji's picture in the form of Dhanvantari. And we know that she is the source of all the knowledges, and she is the god of medicine, and she's the one who gives us complete balance, health, prosperity, everything that is needed for our well-being. So doing pranams, namaskar to Mataji. Let us talk about Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a Sanskrit word composed of two words, Ayush and Veda. Ayush means the life and Veda means the knowledge. So it is, as you know, that it is an Indian traditional medicine, which is one of the most ancient holistic medicine science, along with the Chinese traditional medicine. And so it is not only a knowledge about life, but Ayurveda means science. It is not only a medicine, but it is a science, or it's a knowledge about life. So it doesn't only talk about the diseases and how to cure them, but how we should have our diet, our physical exercise according to the seasons, according to the atmosphere where we live, to have a long, healthy life. So Ayurveda deals with the physical, mental, and spiritual life of human beings. And all this knowledge was written, transmitted through the sacred books called as Veda, especially in Atharva Veda. Ayurveda is explained. So the next slide is, so here is a shloka, Ayurvedic shloka, which says, Yavante hi loke bhava vishesha tavanta purusha. That means all that is in the nature, in the whole creation, it is in our human body. So this creation is made up of 5 elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth element. And all these elements are present in human beings. As human beings are part and parcel of the whole, so our physical, mental, and subtle body is also made up of these 5 elements. So the next slide is about the physical body. So according to Ayurveda, our physical body is made up of 7, we call them dhatus, that 7 essential tissues that are plasma, blood, muscles, fat, bones, reproductive system, and spinal cord or the nervous system. Then 3 malas, that means the waste products, that is feces, urine, and sweat. They are also very important part of our body for the positive health, and their improper elimination can cause diseases. And third and the most important part of our physical body, they are called as doshas. They are vata, pitta, and kapha. Vata is made up of air and ether element. Pitta is made up of fire, and kapha is made up of earth and water element. So the doshas are biological humors or bioenergies, and these forces are very important for our birth, for our growth, and also for the decay of our body. And they are they are important for every action of our body. So all of us, we have all these 3 doshas in our body in different quantities, and they are responsible for our physical constitution. As we know that each one of us, we have a different constitution. because we have different percentage of these three doshas. So someone has more, maybe more vata, that is air and ether element, or pitta, fire, or kapha, or there are many combinations of them. And the prakriti, that is the physical constitution, the ideal one is called as a sama prakriti. That means when we have this vata, pitta, and kapha all in equal quantity in our body. So we can see many types of constitution, and they depend on four important factors: the constitution of father, that of mother, the period of or seasons during the pregnancy, and the food or the mental emotional state of mother during the pregnancy has a major effect on the constitution of the fetus. So that's why we all, I mean, even though 2-3 children born of same parents, they have a different constitutions. I think that there is some maybe sound problem. I hope you can hear me proper now. So can we go to the next slide? It's on the about the mental body. So like the physical body has a physical body is made up of three doshas. Mental body is also made up of three gunas. So we know that three gunas are three qualities of the mind, and tamo guna, rajaguna, and sattva guna. So tamo guna, it is made up of water and earth element, and it is related more with kapha, and on physical body, and on subtle body, we know that it is related with the left channel. Instead, rajaguna, which is made up of fire element, and it is the rajaguna which gives us action and enthusiasm and energy to act on the mental level. On the subtle level, it is related with the right channel. Instead, sattva guna, which is central channel, related with our central channel, it is related with all the five elements, but basically vata, that is air element. So all these three qualities of mind, of course, we all have all these three, but we have tendencies to have one or two qualities in more quantity, or we use them more, we can say. Like Ashwamataji says that tamoguna, which is on the left side, so if you move, your attention is muddled up with fear, with pain, or with unhappiness, hopelessness, dejection, then this tamoguna that becomes too much of heavy, and then the left side, which is a blue in color, that it starts changing to the black, so it gives more and more heaviness. Instead, rajaguna, which is related with the right side, so if it increases the rajaguna, then or your attention goes too much on the right side, then you start getting irritated, excited, over dominating, and so right side, which is of a yellow color, light yellow, or maybe golden color, it starts becoming orange and then red. So what I wanted to say, that the gunas, they have too much, I mean, that so much of effect also on the subtle system, on the channels, and then if there is imbalance in gunas, it creates imbalance in also our channels, or if there is any defect in our channels, then it creates also imbalance in the mental body. So these were two lateral gunas, we can say, and the third one is a sattva guna, so which is related with the central channel, and which is actually, we say that devas, the gods, they have sattva guna. So we all also, after realization, we have more sattva guna activated in us, and sattva guna definitely gives us discriminating power, which what is good, what is bad, and but the only thing that it is through our understanding, mental understanding, we get it, not through vibrations. So it is very good to have a sattva guna, but it can also immobilize. It can really freeze us down, because we think that we know much more than others. We have discriminating power or that. So that can also put in illusion. So that's why we have to have all these three gunas of the mind in the proper proportion, we can say. And when they are really in balance, then we become gradually the master of the whole situation. So a situation about our physical body, about our mental body also. And of course, in Sahaja Yoga, we know that even though we have these three gunas and we get balanced three gunas after our realization, but the main important thing is that we have to become gunatit. So we have to go beyond all these gunas and their limitations also. So this was about mental body. Then we move to the subtle body. So subtle body, we all know that it is made up of 7 chakras and 3 main channels. Though there are many sub chakras and many many nadis through which the divine energy flows. But we are considering right now 7 chakras. Even in Ayurveda, we have 107 marmas, that the energy points are there. So there is a lot of description of the subtle system also in Ayurveda through which this energy flows. But of course, there are 7 chakras and 3 main channels. And they are also made up of 5 elements. As we all know that Muladhara chakra is made up of earth element, then Swadhisthana is made up of fire, part of water element also. The same Nabhi also is made up of water element, but there is also part of a fire. Then heart, Anahata chakra, is made up of air element, and also there is a part of a water element. Then Vishuddhi is made up of ether element basically, and part of air element. Ajna chakra is the light element, which is a reflection, which is a part of the fire element. And then Sahasrara, which is the chakra of integration, it is made up of it has essence of all the 5 elements. And as we said that 3 channels are related with the 3 gunas of mind. So left channel is made up of water and earth element, right of the fire, and a central one is of the air element. So as we can see that our physical, mental and subtle body is made up of 5 elements. As the subtle body is the root of our being, imbalance in the 5 elements in subtle body reflects the imbalance in our mental and physical body, thus creating many kinds of diseases, mental diseases, psychosomatic diseases. And I mean, without going into the diseases, but what then we want to do, what we are searching really in search of gaining is the complete health or complete balance. So that's why we have to know that when the subtle system is in complete balance, from the Ayurvedic point of view, we can have a balance also in the mental and physical body, because they are made up of 5 elements. So for example, if there is any imbalance in Muladhara chakra, which is made up of earth element, so that imbalance creates a problem in the physical body in earth element. So many kinds of excessive growths, tumors, they are created because of the imbalance in earth element. So even though medically we cure them, we try to cure and bring in balance the earth element with the herbal medicine or diet or physical exercise, we might not get a complete recovery from it, because if the imbalance is in Muladhara chakra, then unless and until we cure and bring in balance and purify our Muladhara, it won't work. So that is the important point we have to know, that if the healing or balance comes from the subtle system in 5 elements, it can bring healing and balance in physical and mental level. Otherwise, it is a bit difficult to go from outside. As Shrimataji says that to nourish a tree, if the roots are strong and healthy, and if we give nourishment to the roots, then it gives to the flowers and branches and leaves. The same way, Ayurveda also thinks that if the subtle system is fine, and then we get the nourishment or balance in physical and mental level. So after this, we go towards the next slide, which is, so let us see the definition of health or balance, So health in Sanskrit, in Ayurveda, is called as a swasthya. We all know swasthya. So swasthya is made up of two words, swa and stha. So swa means the spirit. Swa, I am the spirit. And stha means to establish. Sthita, sthapita. That means to establish. To establish the spirit is called as a swasthya. But what to establish is to establish our attention on our spirit is called as a swasthya. So through the enlightenment of the spirit, we can achieve the swasthya. And as we know that health is not only a state of freedom from a disease, but it is a state where one can enjoy one's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. And the joy is a quality of the spirit. So unless and until our spirit is enlightened, we cannot really enjoy our physical, mental, and emotional being or spiritual being. So that's why the attention on the spirit is the most important thing, which is actually, before Sahaja Yoga, before realization, it's a bit difficult. But after realization, we can really understand that usually our attention is always outside. Through our eyes, we can see it outside. We don't see inside what is going on. So our attention is always on matter and materialism and what is going outside. And that creates imbalances in our sattva, raja, and tamaguna, in our vata, pitta, and kapha dosha. And then the imbalance starts, and it goes on for a long time. Then it creates a disease. So to bring it back and to bring it in balance, important thing is to maintain our attention on our spirit. So the next slide is regarding this. So so the innate healing. So how we can have the innate healing? It is when the Kundalini passes through the 6 energy centers, chakras, she enlightens those centers, nourishes and integrates them, giving you in totality physical, emotional, mental and spiritual balance, establishing the state of complete peace, and joy. So again, it happens because Kundalini, when she rises and she enlightens our spirit, and then the spirit, which has the quality of giving peace, and joy, when it gets awakened and enlightened, then we start getting our innate healing. So the next slide is our attention. So again, coming back to our attention and now the spirit. So we all know this shloka pratar namami. So which says that early in the morning I bow to the principle which is pulsating, shining within me. I remember that tattva and I bow to it, which is the truth, enlightened attention and the joy. And this spirit, this tattva within me gives me the Paramahamsa Gati, Turiya state, the 4th dimension. We enter in the 4th dimension only after the realization, because the spirit gets enlightened with the awakening of Mother Kundalini. And this, I bow to this principle which is within me. It is ever existing, awakened, whether you are awake or not, whether you are in sleep or in subconscious or in unconscious, it is always existing within you. That is the tattva, which is the spirit, and that unattached untouched Brahma Tattva, that is the Shiva Tattva, which is within all of us, that is spirit. So every day, worshipping or praying to the divine and praying for our attention to get completely stabilized on our spirit. This is the key point in finding the how to say our balance and the health. Yeah. So the next slide is, so next again, so once we put our attention, so it's all depend on how much we can master our attention. So first of all, if we put our attention on the spirit, we got all those qualities that we spoke about. And but after all, the spirit is the small part of Atma, is the small part of Paramatma. So after being how to say, awaken the spirit and being realized that we are the spirit, then we have to, when we bring our attention on the Paramatma, on the Param Chaitanya, on the divine, on Srimati, then this complete connection gets established. Then we are not anymore doer, and we just get drenched by her attention and by her love. So this is the key point then, that we have to, if we want to have our health, a balance, complete balance, then we have to meditate on Srimati. So this is what I wanted to share with you. It's a very small presentation regarding health and balance. So thank you so much for your attention. And I think we move forward. Maybe we can see Shmataji's video.